A noisy near full house at the Core State Spectrum. It's the Knicks and the Sixers. The Knicks starting lineup of Mason, Oakley, Ewing, Harper, and Starks has already been completed. And now we switch it over to see who John Lucas will pick to start for his limping 76ers here tonight.
Y'all ready for this? And now, ladies and gentlemen, get up on your feet and cheer for your Philadelphia 76ers! Fans, let's meet the newest members of the 76ers. In his third season from Kansas, 6'4", wearing number 23, let's welcome Rex Walters! In his fifth season from Michigan, 6'8", wearing number 9, Sean Higgins! And in his sixth season from Syracuse, 6'10", Derrick Coleman! And now the starting lineup. At one guard is ninth season from Florida, 6'4", number 11, Vernon Maxwell! Rookie season of North Carolina, 6'6", 42, Jerry Stackhouse! The center in his second season of Clemson, 6'11", number 4, Sharon Wright! And one forward, his fourth season from Oklahoma State, 6'7", number 7, Richard Dumas! And at the other forward, his fourth season from Southern Mississippi, 6'7", number 35, Clarence Witherspoon! 76ers coached by John Lucas. His assistants, Ron Adams, Tom Thibodeau, and Maurice Cheeks. Let's Raiders, Glenn Carroll. The officials for tonight's game, number 40, Mr. Bob Shavey, and number 16, Mr. John Pollinaw.
Well, the city of Philadelphia didn't exactly wrap their arms around Derrick Coleman. It was a mixed reception. As for the Knicks, in a recent game at the Garden on the 19th of November, Don Nelson went to his bench big time in a game against the Vancouver Grizzlies, but that wound up being a little closer than he thought. How about tonight against the struggling Sixers, Don?
The last one I did that with the Vancouver Grizzlies in the Garden, and I subbed, early and in the second quarter, and boy, we just hung on for our lives. So I almost got bit in the seat of the pants for that one. I'm not going to assume that. If it happens, fine. If the team's on a good roll and we have a good lead, we'll see. But no, I never assume that it's going to be an easy game, at least anymore.
Al, I was speaking to Don about possibility of using a lot more players than he's been using lately, and thinking that tonight with the team having lost 9 straight that he might want to do that. But Don reminded us of what happened when he did that earlier this year. So he's got to see a lot more than a 10-point lead before he thinks about playing a lot of people.
A smile and a handshake for Patrick Ewing and John Lucas. John Stark settling in. The two replacement officials, John Fulilov and Bob Shovey. And we appear to be just a few days away from the NBA taking that extra step of adding the third official that was scheduled to begin on the 4th of December. Meanwhile, talks are supposed to resume on Monday in that regard. Clarence Witherspoon. He's one of the injured Sixers, grabbing the tip wearing number 35. He's got a torn muscle in his quad. They go down low to Sharon Wright. He's going to get a lot of minutes now in the absence of Bradley. An unfriendly bounce, but a rebound by Witherspoon. Well, it affects his jumping ability, but not that time as he gets the shot over Ewing, Oakley, and company down low. Sixers strike first.
Witherspoon, one of the injured players for the Sixers. He's playing on guts.
John Starks with a three. Sharon Wright looking big in the opening minutes. Vernon Maxwell had his ankle in a cast until Tuesday. Richard Dumas looked like he almost came down with it. Maxwell dribbling the ball. Now Wright. In his second year, spinning on Ewing with a beauty and a foul.
What a terrific move. He faces Ewing, goes right, and then spins. What a studied, you know, that's the kind of move you do by yourself in the gym and say, boy, wouldn't this be nice to be able to do it in a game? Here he did it against Patrick Ewing.
It was Olajuwon-like, was it not?
Yes, right.
The free throw was completed, and it is 5-0 Philadelphia. Starks popping out from the low screen, and now the point forward, Mason. Does the defense go to the double or not? Maxwell comes in. Harper's open. So's Oakley, but the Sixers react quickly. Harper finally the man. Knicks 0 for 2 from the floor. The outlet just completed to Maxwell. Maxwell guarded by Starks. And now from the corner, way off, is Jerry Stackhouse, the rookie, but it's in Weatherspoon's hands again. He doesn't look hurt at all, John.
No, he looks very able out there. He's got an injured quadricep, and it's been bothering him, nagging him so much. He only has one blocked shot in over 300 minutes of play this season, so he's not getting up that high.
Ewing, quick look, Oakley. Over his shoulder on a nice thought. For the foul, the Sixers first will give the Knicks the ball on the free throw line to Charles Oakley. Oakley on the season has been a remarkable 54 of 59 from the line. That's 92%.
Charles Oakley, among the league's best free throw shooters, number 5 in the league right now. Greg Grant, as you can see, number 3 in the NBA from the line.
I would have to think that a 97% clip would make Mahmoud in a good mood.
I've got to correct myself, Al. Greg Grant on Philly. Greg Grant on the Knicks.
Gary Grant on the Knicks.
I just misrepresented that situation. He's, by the way, 22 of 23 from the line to be number 3 in the league.
Meaning Gary.
Yes.
And not Greg.
Yes, you got it, Al. Thank you.
Ewing, another look. It's Oakley tipping his own miss and then missing on the tip. Is Vernon Maxwell. Quick look to the corner. Dumas is blocked by Ewing. Gets it as a return. Off the legs of Starks, out of bounds. Nicely done by Richard Dumas, who has really been feeling the wrath of John Lucas lately. And one night he was pulled from a game. Lucas said afterwards, he's just not going to play until he shows me he can compete. And Dumas is one of John Lucas's many reclamation projects.
Seems after missing a lot of time over the last couple of years, if he gets off in a game poorly, he stays that way. He's not able to rescue himself, so much depends on his opening minutes.
Foul by the Knicks out high, and you look at Jerry Stackhouse, John, and I would doubt that Stackhouse has ever been on a team that has lost 9 games in a row. Certainly didn't happen at North Carolina. A pair of 11s guarding each other, Maxwell and Harper. Now Stackhouse, he's taller than Starks and goes right at him. Another loose ball. This one goes to the Sixers. Stackhouse up strong, under. It's a Ewing rebound. A lot of creativity there, but Ewing grabbed the rebound. Early on, it's looking a little like the Atlanta game. You remember Patrick Ewing talking about all the loose balls that the Knicks didn't get. Ewing from the baseline.
Nice setup by Charles Oakley, who really put his shoulder down to drive that ball and draw the attention that he did.
First Knick field goal, Sixers by 3, 7-4. Weatherspoon. Grabbed by Wright. Sixers doing a good job of getting to the loose balls. 0 for 2, that trip up the floor. Harper all the way.
That's what what Don Nelson wants to see his team doing, pushing that ball, running as much as possible.
Maxwell, the point guard, calling his own number.
Al, as you recall, he did that in the exhibition season against the Knicks. Called it a lot and was right in so doing.
Ewing up strong. Oh, and he come down hard. Ewing's in pain. This is as frightening a sight as it gets for the Knicks.
Knicks taking 20-second timeout.
A 20-second timeout has been called. You can see Ewing smacking his leg on the floor in pain. Meanwhile, there's a confrontation. Nelson with one of the replacement officials. He's gotten a technical foul. Ewing still not up. Both Tim Walsh and Mike Saunders putting Patrick Ewing in good hands. It looks as though maybe the Sixers doctor is out there as well. Ewing went up on right and was fully extended, arm to the hoop for the dunk, and had his legs taken out from under him.
The Knicks can only hope he got the wind knocked out of him as opposed to his knees or his ankles being hurt badly.
Well, Ewing has shown many, many times an ability to play hurt.
Patrick soaring to the air and then going down hard after that defensive contact.
He's on his way to the locker room holding a towel to his chin. Maybe you'll be able to see that his face came down and hit the floor first. Well, not from that look, but it looks as though Patrick Ewing's headed for some stitches, perhaps.
Charles Smith checks in for Patrick Ewing. Vernon Maxwell will shoot.
Well, that means an opportunity for Charles Smith. And that's always what opportunities mean on a good team, or injuries mean on a good team, opportunity. Maxwell to the line for the technical free throw, and he hits it. And now it will be Sixer ball in the backcourt. Maxwell to Dumas, number 7. Stackhouse wearing 42, guarded by Starks. Weatherspoon up strong, drawing the foul on Oakley.
Charles putting his hands up, demonstrating he didn't have any contact with Weatherspoon, but the official saw it another way.
Have to correct the technical free throw by Maxwell. I was almost certain that I saw the ball go in. They say it did not, so it's still 7-6. Now make it 8-6, Sixers by 2. See, when you're not seated at courtside, as we are in most places, your eyes can play tricks on you, John.
Yes, Al, the perspective is quite different.
Charles Smith on the free throw miss. So it's Smith with Mason and Oakley. Starks going right at Stackhouse. Oakley flies through for the tip.
Oakley so good at timing his follow-ups to his teammates' layup attempts lately.
Looking through the newspaper reports of this last horrible month for Philadelphia, there were so many statements that were made that ring true. Stackhouse is fouled. The day before the season began, John Lucas said of Sean Bradley, he's out of excuses. The Sixers clearly had stated their mandate for this season's beginning that they needed to see dramatic improvement from him. They did not. And then veteran Jeff Malone said, I'm not so sure how we're going to play as a unit the way things are. Malone said, I think the first 20 games are going to tell the story. And boy, it didn't even take 20 games. Malone played well last night in the loss at Toronto. He's been coming off the bench, obviously. 7:04 to go in the opening quarter. It's 9-8 Philadelphia. Harper coming up short on the layup. And you can see the tempo at which the Sixers like to play it. Weatherspoon.
Well, he jammed that one down, so I guess his leg is feeling okay. Al, speaking of that, Vernon Maxwell, who's been bothered with very bad ankles, took a shot of Novocaine before this game. He is so important to this team, and he's willing to do that.
Knicks post up Oakley. He goes on Dumas, and we've got a foul. They'll call the foul on Richard Dumas, and with 6:31 to go here in Philadelphia, there's a timeout with the home team leading by 3.
Did you get the page?
He's always asking me that.
Page him again.
I'll page him again.
If your pager can't confirm delivery, call 1-800-SkyTel.
There's a smarter way to buy better menswear. The Men's Apparel Center in Farmingdale. We're not just $99 suits. Unlike our competitors, we sell only first quality current season menswear at up to 70% off other stores' prices. And we've got Long Island's best selection of larger sizes. The Men's Apparel Center. We're the smarter way to buy better menswear. And nobody beats our prices. Nobody. Special holiday hours are now in effect.
If you don't see us, you're in the wrong place.
At Becker Chevrolet Dodge at Island Park, the big deal is back for 96. The Chevrolet you want, the Dodge you want, the payments you want. They're all at Becker Chevrolet Dodge in Island Park. Becker's big deal is back for 96. For a limited time only, no money down. $96 a month in 96.
No money down?
No money down. No money down.
Hurry, this offer is limited. The car of your choice for $96 a month with no money down. Only at Becker Chevrolet Dodge in Island Park.
Country cousins all over Long Island have rediscovered Bootleggers in Massapequa. The one-stop shop till you drop source for all the boots you'll ever need has expanded. We're still talking big savings on brand name boots to fit cowpokes of every age and size, but now Bootleggers has an even greater selection of boots, leatherware, jeans, shirts, home furnishings, jewelry, and much more. And of course, Bootleggers still has the largest selection of Western boots, biker boots, outdoor boots, Doc Martens, and more. So ride on over to Bootleggers in Massapequa and rediscover the saving place for boots at bootleg prices.
Back in Philadelphia, the Philadelphia 76ers and John Lucas are experiencing something already in this game that they haven't come close to for the last 9. If you look at the ranking of points scored, points allowed, assists, turnovers, they're last in the NBA there, but they've led in this game since the beginning, and that's a little over 5 minutes and 35 seconds. In the 9 losses, they have been in front just 5 minutes and 39 seconds. I mean, this is just remarkable. I mean, even the worst of NBA teams find a way to lead in the early minutes somehow, first quarter.
Well, to their credit, Al, they've come out strong and with a very positive attitude, it appears.
Illegal defense called against the 76ers. Their second of the game, resulting in a technical.
Knicks PR man Josh Rosenfeld reporting to us up here in the press box. Patrick Ewing, a laceration of the chin. He's being stitched up and is expected to return. Meanwhile, Charles Oakley tries to continue his run at the free throw line. Illegal defense technical. A quick second call on Philadelphia. Oakley hits it. It's 11-9 Philly. Charles Smith spinning inside and coming up with the layup. Nice move by Charles Smith, his first basket.
It's a good opportunity for Charles Smith. Sharon Wright, a second-year player, should be the kind of player that Charles should dominate.
Every Knick on the floor has scored except for Anthony Mason, who hasn't taken a shot yet. Jerry Stackhouse going up gracefully. Clarence Weatherspoon leading Philadelphia with 7 points. Here in the early minutes of the first quarter. John Starks for a 3. Air ball.
John did too much movement there before shooting that shot. He was going to go right. He came left. He really rushed and misjudged his position on the court. Rushed that shot.
Been a good shooting start for John Starks. Almost 45% from beyond the three-point line. Way off that time. Sharon Wright to the corner. Dumas. That's where he's going to set up shop. Dumas trying to win back some minutes in the eyes of his coach. Sixers by 4. Knick offense sputtering. You don't really see, John, that crisp ball movement that we've seen in this season. That's been the element for success. If you see that, the Knicks score.
You're right, Al, and there wasn't any of it the other night in Charlotte. It's very important that they get that back.
Wild shot by Weatherspoon. Another offensive rebound.
There was no one in front of Sharon Wright, and he instinctively, quickly went after that loose basketball.
That's an offensive foul call against the Knicks. Anthony Mason is called. Mason not very much involved here in the early going.
You know, Al, I'm just thinking this could be the most positive effect that Derrick Coleman can bring to this team. See the offensive rebounds. The Sixers doing a big job. Already have 6. I think Derrick's presence is, as it often does, it will tell his teammates that wait till I, kind of like wait till I get here. Well, his teammates are kind of playing like we're pretty good without you. I don't mean that negatively. It's just a competitive thing. We can play. We don't have to have the Lone Ranger come in the form of Derrick Coleman, and that seems to be how they're playing right now.
And that was exactly the sentiment in the New Jersey Nets locker room when they played what was reportedly their best game of the season, a defeat over Boston.
Yes, last night.
Stackhouse lays it off beautifully. Sharon Wright is fouled by Charles Smith. Well, the Sixers do a great job of getting that ball up the floor, and the Knicks getting caught that time.
Well, Charles Smith is telling his story. He might have gotten just basketball, which is what it looks like he did. But Don Nelson, I don't think, will give his team any sympathy. He wants them back quicker than that on defense.
Sharon Wright to the free throw line in his second year out of Clemson. You know that he probably smiled from earlobe to earlobe when he heard that Sean Bradley was traded, because that immediately puts him in a situation where he's going to get big minutes. And if you look at the early moments of this game, you think he has responded exactly the way the Sixers would have hoped. And look at this, another second chance for Philadelphia. Knicks down by 7.
Anthony Mason now on Sharon Wright.
Jeff Malone checking into the game for Philadelphia. Sharon Wright is called for the foul, his second. And Sharon Wright will be pulled by John Lucas. Didn't like that second foul. And checking in is Scott Williams, another of the injured Sixers. He's been bothered by problems in his both knees.
We're hearing sounds we should be hearing according to new NBA rules. The opposition has the ball and the sound system is going wild.
Anthony Mason with his first hoop, and a beauty it was. 18-13 Sixers, 3:30 to go in the first quarter. John, who calls the sound effect police or what? Harper with a quick pull-up. Not the kind of shot that the Knicks would want to signal a setting up of the offense, a patience at the extra pass. Maxwell uses the Duma screen. Weatherspoon wide open. Big mix up there. He launches up a brick. Oakley's outlet deflected. Sixers seal it. Malone comes up and down with it. And Jeff Malone should know better than that. That was not going to be backcourt had he intercepted it and come down on the other side of the timeline. The Knicks had possession of it. So it's a break on a vapor lock by Malone. Timeout in Philadelphia.
Maybe you helped and didn't know it, or were part of it and just...
But he has struggled ever since. It's time for him to get a clean start. MCS Cannon and their quote book as they show you the possibilities.
That dominating game for Bradley took place 10 games ago on November 10th. But after that very impressive performance that turned everyone's heads, he just went south and didn't do anything similar or representing that kind of play.
Knicks go for the post-up on Mason and then set up a sequence that gets Charles Smith in the open. It's another Knick miss. Knicks shooting only 35% from the floor. That's 5 of 14. Philadelphia is not exactly tearing it up at 35%, but they do lead it by 5. Jeff Malone. All net from Richard Dumas. Two outside shots for him.
Yes, good signs for him here in the first quarter. He's found the range.
So far, all the signs are good for Philadelphia.
2 minutes remaining in the first quarter. 2 minutes.
Harper bounces one out for Mason. Nice tip. Charles Smith coming off the Knick bench in response to Ewing's chin injury, showing some strength inside. Smith has 4. 1:40 to go in the opening quarter. Maxwell, Malone, the quick release. That's what the Sixers need from him. He was shooting only 26% first couple of weeks of the season, but the last 5 games or so, that's well above 50 for Jeff Malone.
John Starks has to concentrate on not letting him catch the ball because he's got such a quick release on the jump shot.
Now the Knicks call Charles Smith's number. Anthony Mason tips the rebound to himself. Mason with 1 man to beat. Now Scott Williams drops off. That was close to an illegal defense. Oakley for 3. Big rebound by Weatherspoon. 1 minute to go. Pick and roll. Weatherspoon picked, then rolled, gets his own rebound. And Dumas gets fouled. Knicks getting a little edgy with the officials. Second foul on Anthony Mason.
Richard Dumas.
And Monty Williams will get some minutes here. Monty Williams, who hasn't played in 3 games, checking into this game in the first quarter, giving Anthony Mason a breather in the face of those 2 personal fouls. 47.9 to go, and we've got Richard Dumas on the line. 88% from the line for him. And you'd have to think, John, in John Lucas's mind, he gives a player a chance to get a fresh start, as Dumas needed, brings him in, gives him minutes, gives him a role, gives him a purpose, and then he gets let down by the player's work ethic, and that's what you appear. And I think that's something that Lucas would take very, very personally.
Yes, because he opens the door to a lot of players who've had problems, and all he asks from them is the best efforts. And if that isn't there, why, there's not much for Lucas to believe in.
Vernon Maxwell, no longer Mad Max, saves it at the line, pulls up for a wild shot, puts it in.
He made 10 3-point shots against the Knicks in the exhibition season, and the Knicks certainly are aware of his range and his potential.
This first quarter has to be a huge disappointment to the Knicks. Smith. Did he draw the foul? No, he traveled. Smith is irate. He went up against 3 Sixers and took the extra step in the eyes of the official. 18.2 to go. The Sixers with a chance to lead by double digits at the end of the first. Malone doesn't get the bounce. Last gasp for Harper. Doesn't get it off in time, even though he hits the back of the rim. So for the first time since the 10th of November, the Sixers lead at the end of a quarter. Patrick Ewing is back, and boy, do the Knicks need him. 24-15, Philadelphia.
If you were to take every honor, every award, everything positive that's been said about the Toyota Camry, and lay them end to end, you'd probably ask yourself, why did I do that? Better to drive one yourself and come up with a few accolades of your own. The 1996 Camry, the gold standard from Toyota.
Are you lost in a financial jungle? What you need is someone who knows the ropes. Someone you can count on for advice and financial information. MetLife can help you tame the risks and help you make sense of it all. Get Met. It pays.
Is that Johnson's team behind us?
Exactly.
Are they members of Hertz #1 Club Gold?
Exactly.
Are we members of Hertz #1? Not exactly.
So thanks to Hertz, they're going to get to the meeting on time.
And we'll be late. So exactly what'll I tell the boss?
In Rent-A-Car, there's Hertz, and there's not exactly. Make sure you choose the right one. And then a dog in the cargo hold, 8-hour presentation.
Is he buying it?
Not exactly.
The Maglite flashlight. Brighter, tougher, made in America. Maglite, the perfect gift to brighten the holidays. Maglite.
New York Knicks basketball is brought to you in part by Toyota. I love what you do for me. Toyota. By MetLife. Get Met. It pays. And by Hertz. For business, for pleasure, nobody does it exactly like Hertz.
If you're surfing for the Rangers, Senators, Sam and JD, they're on MSG2. And on Long Island, that means channel 25 and 26. Bronx and Queens, Time Warner 78. Liberty of New York City 58. SeaTech of New Jersey, channel 60. And on Cablevision of Norwalk, Connecticut, the channel listed on your screen. Rangers Ottawa right now on MSG2. Knicks and Sixers on the main channel. Al Trautwig in for the Ace Award-winning Marv Albert, along with John Andres. And John, that first quarter, in response to a 2-game losing streak, has to be a little frightening for the Knicks.
Yes, they're not shooting the ball very well right now at 33%. Speaking of 33, Patrick Ewing has returned to the lineup. Drew that foul as he went to the boards.
Ewing getting 5 stitches in his chin. Monty Williams blowing the layup. Cary Grant, a wild one. That rolls off. Well, the Knicks just can't hit their shots. We're 30 seconds deep into the second quarter. Greg Grant, not Gary Grant, has checked in for Philadelphia. Gary Grant, not Greg Grant, has checked in for the Knicks. Another offensive rebound for Philadelphia. This time it's Scott Williams who really lumbers up the floor, John. He looks like he is in a lot of pain in those legs.
Well, he had enough to get that basket unobstructed.
Gary Grant had the wrong spin on the reverse. Scott Williams commits the foul, so Gary Grant will go to the line. And now it's been a rough night for Patrick Ewing. Earlier the chin and stitches, now an injury to his hand of some sort. You see him grimacing there and holding his right hand in traffic with Scott Williams. Gary Grant has filled a great role for the Knicks.
He got a short run the other night in Charlotte of only 7 minutes, but you're right, Al. He has been a tremendous asset to the Knicks of late.
24 of 25 free throws made by Gary Grant. Greg Grant. Weatherspoon uses the arm to wrap around Smith, and you can't do that. That's an offensive foul on Clarence Weatherspoon.
Second personal foul.
I thought it the first time I saw him play, and to me it's remarkable that the Sixers could get a player after Charles Barkley leaves that at times looks so much like Charles Barkley in the flow of a game. That's Weatherspoon.
And he resented any reference to Charles when he got here as well.
Weatherspoon to Grant, still the up-tempo game of Philadelphia. Sean Higgins, the New Jersey net, now Sixer, hits his first shot. Welcome to Philadelphia, Sean. Now the Knicks want to talk it over. They're down by 11 to a team that has lost 9 straight games. 10:20 to go in the quarter.
You know what these are? These are whiz bucks. You know what they do? They save you money. Look for them in your newspaper. And remember, nobody beats the whiz.
The tradition continues. Holiday shopping at Tri-County Jewelry Exchange. Tri-County has the largest selection of jewelry. Miles of aisles and over 100 dealers to help you. The best values, the best gifts, and the largest selection of fine jewelry to choose from. Over $30 million in jewelry. There's nothing like it anywhere. And we feature the famous Tri-County Jewelry Exchange holiday refund policy. Layaway and accept most major credit cards. Marathon hours till 10 p.m. daily. Tri-County is the holiday jewelry shopper's paradise.
You've dreamed about it your whole life. Now here's your chance to make the majors at Mets Baseball Heaven, the New York Mets adult baseball program. If you're over 30, Baseball Heaven invites you to turn back the clock to the days of your youth and suit up with the likes of Carter, Flynn, Wine, Howard, Stearns, Youngblood, and more the week of February 4th, 1996. For more information, call Mets Baseball Heaven at 1-800-898-METS. That's 1-800-898-6387.
Hello, Data Window. I need you to custom make and install one solid vinyl double insulated window. all for $199.
That's style window service. One window to any number of windows. Guaranteed.
That's good, that's good!
There was a definite edge to the press conference tonight with the media here at Philadelphia between them and Derrick Coleman, and of course that included the knowledgeable New York media. And it was really pretty awkward, John. I thought Sean Higgins and Rex Walters, who came over in the deal, just stood next to him for 20, 25 minutes. All the questions went to Derrick, none to them, and they just stood there like accomplices.
Derrick can have an intimidating effect, even in press conferences, I presume, Al. You know, he comes with such a shadow of negativity around him, and naturally the members of the press probably want to ask him negative questions so that they don't come off as wimps, you know. But they don't want to get off on the wrong foot either with a guy they're going to have to live with. So that's probably why it was rather quiet.
Patrick Ewing back. I don't exactly see where the stitches are on his chin. I got to figure they're on the bottom there. But still, there's no bandage, no visible sign of them. But the report is 5 stitches to the chin.
Maybe he's a very quick healer, Al. As in really fast.
As in medical marvel. Jeff Malone from the baseline. Gary Grant with a chance to run. He's got Harper on the left wing. Fakes the shot to him.
Oh, I thought he missed Harper.
Faked everybody out, and then I think the fake of the pass threw his rhythm off.
In transition defense, when you get over half court, you better find a man. You don't want to cluster 3 or 4 defenders inside and leave those 18-foot jump shooters open.
John Lucas has to love what he's seen from Sean Higgins. He wants him to provide some scoring. He's hit his 2 shots. Ewing hits that one. It's a 10-point game favoring Philadelphia.
Knicks right now are under 30% from the field.
There's a double-edged reason. Yes, they're missing their shots, but they're not getting the passes to guys who are in great position to shoot.
5 seconds to shoot.
And there's also a rhythm, Al, as we see Jerry Stackhouse coming back into the game. Jeff Malone going out. There's a rhythm that happens to a team on offense when the ball is moving quickly and smartly. All of a sudden, guys seem to be on their toes, and they make a couple of shots, and they get this tremendous feeling about themselves as a team. That was Sharon Wright from very fine range for the 6'11" man.
Yeah, with 2 on the 24 as well. Philadelphia showing no sign of letting up. Derrick Harper misses the layup. Well, the Knicks have missed a lot of layups as well in this game.
See, there's no rhythm to the offense with 1 pass shot, and as a result, there's no movement to the boards. From rhythm comes motion and offensive rebounding. It's not there.
Right for Greg Grant. Both coaches have dipped heavily into their benches. Grant's attempted shot or pass was deflected by the Knicks. And Philadelphia will get it with 1 second left in the 24-second clock. Anthony Mason, who left the game late in the first with 2 fouls, leaves. Charles Smith to the bench. And the Sixers get nothing. So the Knicks will, on the formality and the sounding of the buzzer, have to inbound it. John Lucas, all about second, third, and fourth chances and the power of positive thinking. Knicks a dismal 25% from the floor. Philadelphia not a sizzling 44, but they're up 12. Knicks clear it for Mason.
Comes this ridiculous sound system again, Al.
Nice slap by Ewing. It winds up in the hands of Harper. Ewing goes up on the double team, doesn't get the bounce, but draws the foul. The foul is on Scott Williams.
Oddly enough, in the game against Charlotte, when Patrick played 40 minutes, he did not go to the foul line once. So by putting some pressure on the defense here tonight, he gets to the foul line much earlier than perhaps the Philadelphia 76ers expected after seeing the game the other night.
First free throw attempted in the game by Ewing. That and only one other hoop. Give him 3. And that's it. 3 points so far in the game. 7:55 to go in the first half. Hubert Davis in there for the Knicks with Gary Grant, Derrick Harper, 3 guards with Mason and Ewing. And we've got a foul on Grant. We got a piece of Vernon Maxwell.
His Knicks' first team foul to Butter.
And it looks like some good-natured trash yakking between the two. Weatherspoon. Or Jerry Stackhouse, rather. Strong move to the basket.
There's a lot more strength being evidenced by the Sixers at both ends of the court.
Grant looking for Ewing. He draws a triple team. This is when you need movement. Ewing denied, but gets the follow.
Knicks now with their 3 guards are not going to get that much offensive rebounding. Mason's the other big man out there.
Stackhouse in again, but lost it out of bounds. Tipped by a Knick, they say. Derrick Harper 1 for 5 from the floor. So he's got plenty of company. The Knicks are 6 for 22. On the inbound, 14 on the 24 to shoot for Philadelphia. Hubert Davis guarding Vernon Maxwell. Grant goes for the steal and comes up with it. He overplayed Sean Higgins. Mason got tangled up. Grant, good fake. That's something we haven't seen very many of so far in the game.
Just shows you how much Don Nelson believes in Grant, playing him so early.
Stackhouse gets away from Harper.
That's just a beautiful drive, going to the offhand, the left hand, and using the backboard.
They call a player who gets hoops like that a slasher, and he has been slashing in the first half with great success. Gary Grant hits 2 in a row. Trying to bring the Knicks to life. They're down by 9. Vernon Maxwell let one go.
I mean, if you're a big man on the Sixers, and you run down the other end of the court, and Vernon Maxwell comes over half court and fires at it, it's like you say to yourself, why do they bother running all this way? Why don't they just stop at half court, you know?
Mason draws the double. Ewing out high. Pass is stolen.
No deception by Patrick. He telegraphed that.
Maxwell around Ewing. Quick look. Scott Williams. Gary Grant gets the rebound. It's strange. Ewing had perfect position, but he jumped in front of him.
Patrick may be shaken up a bit, Al, by that very hard ball he took. He may not be back in rhythm.
Now the Knicks are starting to hit some outside shots. They thought it was a 3, but they credit Harper with only 2. Harper with 4 points. Maxwell slams the ball down. Disappointed at the sudden turn. Gary Grant hit 2. Harper hit another. The Knicks are within 7.
I'd have to say Larry is my best friend. The guy is a maniac for sports. It's a sport, and he's the boss.
And he'll never, ever leave a game early.
What is this, the Arctic Bowl?
He's rolling out the tarp with him.
Larry!
But all my life, Larry's always done me big favors.
Mike, Diane, Mike.
Very big favors.
Yes. Cheers, buddy.
When you're with a friend as good as Larry, shouldn't you have a Heineken?
Giving beats everything, and nobody beats the Wiz.
This Christmas, stay in touch with family and friends with this 10-channel Sony cordless phone, just $59.
A 900 megahertz AT&T digital cordless phone with static-free crystal clear sound. Only $188 after a $10 whiz buck.
And manage your business or personal life with the Casio Boss electronic personal organizer, just $129.
For Christmas, as always, nobody beats the Wiz.
As the official airline of the 1996 Olympic Games, Delta is setting the pace for business travelers with an event of its own, the Around the World Relay. It's a team event coordinating thousands of flights a day to cities throughout the world. So you can go from one plane to another, one place to another, in record time. Delta Airlines.
Remember, when you're having good times with good friends, drink responsibly, because friends know when to say when. A reminder from your friends at Budweiser.
This man has a dilemma, John. MSG or MSG2? What to do?
Knicks got a lift a moment ago from Derrick Coleman, as close to a three-point shot as you can get. That was a 2, and it made the Sixers unhappy as the Knicks get closer.
Sharon Wright, right around Ewing. What a first half for Sharon Wright. That is twice now that he has shown that fake one way, spin the other. Hubert Davis. Oh, he's in some sort of a slump.
Well, he had a hand in his face.
Lately, Hubert's been shooting at under 30%. Maxwell doubled.
Hubert is much better when he's shooting in a position out after 3 or 4 passes and the defense isn't on him real tightly.
Richard Dumas called for traveling on the move. Intended to beat John Starks. 4:18 to go in the opening half. The story of the game, cold Knicks shooting and a lot of Philadelphia movement, rebounding, and double-digit leads. Oh, bad break for Clarence Weatherspoon. Philadelphia was all over the rebound and went off his leg out of bounds.
Well, because Ewing was so active, the Knicks get another shot, but he was all alone hitting those offensive boards.
Philadelphia playing like a team that is desperate to end a 9-game losing streak. Ewing. All Sixers underneath. Maxwell just shoves Gary Grant out of the way. Little flip for Dumas. He's got the height advantage on Davis. Now it's Weatherspoon. Good ball movement from Malone. Or make it Stackhouse. The miss grab by Anthony Mason. Ewing. Rejected by Wright. Sharon Wright rejects Patrick Ewing on his fall away from the baseline.
Wright is pouring out 100%, and Patrick Ewing just isn't matching that effort right now. He's just a little off.
Clarence Weatherspoon follows the shot that Stackhouse battling for it. Now Weatherspoon again, blocked by Gary Grant. The tempo picks up. The Knicks trying to keep pace with Philadelphia at the other end. Grant loses it. Under 3 minutes to go. The Sixers hanging on. You know, the Knicks hit those 3 shots in a row, but Philadelphia's got it up there to the 9-point lead. Stackhouse in for Wright. Stopped by Starks, saved by Stackhouse, protected it from Ewing, and at the expiration of the 24-second clock, here's John Starks. Patrick Ewing all the way back at the other end of the floor. Very slow making it back on this side of the timeline. Again, Ewing hit the floor hard earlier in this half. Shin first. And Don Nelson sensing that he is not completely with it. Well, he's breathing very hard.
Yeah, it's like he's exhausted. And perhaps that fall, Al, that's the only thing we can think of. That fall took a lot out of him.
Shot to the chest. Maybe his ribs are hurting. It's difficult to breathe. Mike Saunders checking in with him. But you don't see Patrick Ewing come out of a game looking that much out of breath. Knicks within 7.
Knicks need a very big effort out there now. They're really being beaten to the punch in most aspects of this game.
Stackhouse. Stolen by Starks. He looked up for a moment, and Starks picked him. Well, he said some wild stuff after a 4-4 preseason. He said, I haven't seen anyone who's been able to beat me one-on-one. Not Michael Jordan, not anybody. That'll get you targeted for the rest of the season, won't it?
That's a mouthful, huh?
Davis trying to create. They give the ball to the Knicks. A less than favorable response from the fans here at the Spectrum. Knicks on the floor with 3 guards again. Starks, Davis, Grant, Oakley, and Mason. John Starks all the way.
Nice head down charge move to the basket by Starks.
4 points for John Starks. Our statistician is in scramble mode. The computer is down here in Philadelphia. You get so used to it. Clarence Weatherspoon, wild shot. Knicks doing what they hadn't done earlier in the first half, and that's prevent the second chances for Philadelphia. Starks picked off. Maxwell running with Dumas. Oh, he gave him a great pass, and Dumas couldn't handle it.
John Starks on the giveaway, and that was picked up beautifully by Maxwell, and as you said, Dumas couldn't handle it.
See the reaction of Maxwell, almost showing up Dumas. Getting real angry that he couldn't hold on. Teammates don't like to see things like that.
Maxwell has never been known for his discipline.
Last minute of the first half. Second chance, courtesy of Derrick Harper.
Sixers are doing a terrific thing in their contesting of the basketball. Their hands are very alert here in the first half.
Mason spinning beautifully, drawing the foul. No, he traveled. Don Nelson is wild. He already has a technical foul in this game. I'll lip read a little bit. That was not a walk. I mean, that was what you would predict he might say. Anthony Mason called on the walk, and well, that would have made it a 3-point game heading near to the locker room. Instead, it's still 5. Maxwell, a flip. Malone drops for Weatherspoon, draws the foul, and will go to the line. Philadelphia going for the extra pass twice. Starks is called. Second on him.
You refer to extra pass, Al, which is what the Knicks have not done for most of this first half. And you wonder, why is it so hard for a team to get into that style of play on offense? And it's all mental. They just got to, as a team, recognize how much better off they are with extra passes before shots go up.
8 points for Weatherspoon in the first half. He's done all his damage inside. Missing on the second, the third leading scorer on the Sixers team behind Stackhouse and Maxwell. The Knicks can play for 1, or pretty darn close to it. Starks, a great first step on Malone. Tipped in by Oakley. His second big tip of the half. It's a 4-point game. Last gasp for the Sixers. Malone. He got a good look, and he's a dangerous shooter, but not that time. So a first half. Patrick Ewing shaken up. Struggling to breathe and stay with the flow of the game. The Knicks within 4 here at the Core State Spectrum. Our halftime coverage on MSG after this.
No one leaves till we solve this one.
Return the page. Return the page. Return the page.
To reply to a page instantly, call 1-800-SkyTel.
Here's a reason to be saving. Happy holidays from PC Richard and Son.
Buying or leasing your new Lexus is as easy as 1, 2, 3 at Raleigh Lexus of Glen Cove, New York's largest Lexus dealer. 1, Raleigh has the best people. Our staff is committed to continuing a 35-year tradition of excellence. 2, Raleigh has the best service. No other dealer comes close. 3, Raleigh has the best price. Whether you buy or lease, our prices are the most competitive. Winner of Elite of Lexus Awards 3 years running, Raleigh Lexus of Glen Cove, where it costs no more to go first class.
Looking to have some remodeling work done in your home or office? Then call 1-800-REMODEL today and get in touch with the experienced people at Jarrow Building Industries. When you call Jarrow at 1-800-REMODEL, you'll be working with talented professionals who will take you through every critical step of your remodeling project, designed to fit your budget. Jarrow Builders has been providing quality remodeling work for over 29 years and offers a 3-year warranty on workmanship and materials. Call Jarrow Builders today at 1-800-REMODEL and begin to work with the best.
Country cousins all over Long Island have rediscovered Bootleggers in Massapequa. The one-stop shop till you drop source for all the boots you'll ever need has expanded. We're still talking big savings on brand name boots to fit cowpokes of every age and size, but now Bootleggers has an even greater selection of boots, leatherware, jeans, shirts, home furnishings, jewelry, and much more. And of course, Bootleggers still has the largest selection of Western boots, biker boots, outdoor boots, Doc Martens, and more. So ride on over to Bootleggers in Massapequa and rediscover the saving place for boots at bootleg prices.
This copyrighted telecast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of the NBA.
The Knicks tying their lowest half output in this young season with only 35 points. The Sixers lead them. Mike Tyson, who'll fight Buster Mathis Jr. here later this month at the Spectrum because of troubles with Don King and the law, has requested a chance to talk with us here on MSG later in the half. It should be interesting, so stay with us. We'll see if he comes through on his promise. But right now we go to Mike Crispino in New York.
That should be interesting. Thanks very much. Back here in our New York studios, Don Maloney, one of the least qualified men ever to take a general manager's job in any sports franchise in North America, lost his job today when the Islanders pulled the plug on their 4-year experiment. Having failed to trade the rebellious Kirk Muller, Maloney took the fall for a franchise rebuilding, yet a long way from attracting fans back to Nassau Coliseum.
We knew we were going to struggle, but we believed that we would be more competitive and would have made more progress at this point. We have not made the progress that we anticipated. Yes, we were going with the youth movement. That is still the plan of the franchise, and we think we have some great talent within the franchise, but we did not get enough from the team at this point, and we did not see enough vision going forward to satisfy us that the progress would be made that is absolutely necessary to move this team and this franchise forward.
Islanders have been terrible on Long Island and away, are leading 4-1 over the Stanley Cup champion Devils. They have knocked out Martin Brodeur. Corey Schwab has replaced him. They're in the second period with a 4-1 lead. Flatley, Palfy, Sweeney, and Todd Bertuzzi have all scored for Mike Milbury's team. Nets are 1-0 in the post-Coleman era tonight at home against the Cavaliers. They've been holding it together pretty well at home. They've been unbeaten there. However, tonight, Butch Beard is wondering where is the effort. This team is trailing by 15 at halftime. They had a 2-point deficit turn into a 15-point halftime deficit on a 13-0 run by the Cleveland Cavaliers. Dan Marley with a left-handed prayer. That one went down, and Fratello got help from Terrell Brandon. On a rebound, kicks it back out to Bobby Phills, who would hit the three, step behind the line, Attaway, knock it down. Then Michael Cage, the career journeyman, goes baseline and laid it up off Vern Fleming. 50-35. The Nets are trailing Cleveland at halftime at the Meadowlands. We'll be back with more after these words.
Sports Desk is brought to you by the new Sunoco MasterCard that can earn you free Sunoco gasoline. Call 1-800-4SUNOCO to apply.
What could be better than giving your kid a Sunoco toy fire truck? Giving one to your boss's kid. Only $14.99 with a fill-up at participating Sunoco retailers, while supplies last.
Welcome to the Y. Did you know that the Y will serve 95,000 kids this year?
I like the basketball class at the Y and doing homework.
Weightlifting, swimming.
Every kid deserves a Y. Support your local Y and MSG Network's community outreach program.
Make it count.
Final call.
We've got to move fast, Kirby. I hope your book hurts.
Not exactly, but this company's fast.
As fast as Hertz #1 club goal?
Not exactly, but they do have a special place to pick up the car.
Like Hertz?
Not exactly, but it'll be waiting.
Under a canopy? With the keys in it?
Not exactly.
And protected from the weather?
Not exactly.
In Rent-A-Car, there's Hertz and there's not exactly. Make sure you choose the right one.
Counting on that promotion, Kirby?
No, not exactly.
Ah!
What could be better than giving your kid a Sunoco toy fire truck? Giving one to your boss's kid. Only $14.99 with a fill-up at participating Sunoco retailers. Why not put it on the Sunoco MasterCard?
St. John's opening Big East play at undermanned Villanova tonight. Couldn't take advantage so far in the first half. They trailed 45-33. Kittles had 13, I should say, and Alvin Williams had 11. Zendon Hamilton led the Red Storm with 11. Rutgers opened its Big East history with a victory at the rack. A tough place to play, tough place to win for teams like Notre Dame that aren't going to make much of an impact in the conference this year. John McLeod's team led by 13 at halftime. Then they got a big three-pointer from Matt Ghosh. That tied it, sent it to OT at 73 apiece, but Andrew Koblasowski had 21 in the game. Great bank shot right there from him, and Jeff Billett had 22 as Rutgers won at 86-80. Georgetown survived West Virginia in overtime 86-83. Back to the Spectrum after these words.
If you have what's overall the most powerful line of truck engines on the planet, if you have better resale value than Ford, Chevy, or GMC, if you have what it takes to get J.D. Power & Associates' most appealing pickup awards, you're probably not going to put your trucks on sale. But then, if you're Dodge, you like to change the rules. Announcing the first ever Magnum Power Sales event with up to $3,000 off on the 96 Dodge Dakota Club Cab. At America's Truck Stop, the new Dodge.
Hour prices, nobody. Special holiday hours are now in effect.
If you don't see us, you're in the wrong place.
High 97 with hip-hop lives, kid. True that.
Some of our announcers' clothing is furnished by Harry Ellis Menswear.
We're back at the Core State Spectrum in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where the Sixers lead the New York Knicks 39-35. We'll take a look at the scoring story from the first half as Mike Tyson is making his way over to our microphones. Clarence Weatherspoon and Sharon Wright leading the way with 8 points apiece. Jerry Stackhouse with 7. Sean Higgins, one of the new Sixers from the New Jersey Nets, had 6 from the outside. Patrick Ewing shaken up. He had 8, 5 stitches in the chin. Charles Oakley had 7, 4 of those on 2 great tips. Grant with 6, Starks and Harper with 4 apiece. Now, of course, the story in boxing involving Don King, the promoter manager for Mike Tyson, not able to be approved as the promoter for his fight with Buster Mathis Jr. in Atlantic City, so it has been switched here. And Mike Tyson joins us now. Mike, Al Trowick, John Andres up here. Thanks for coming on.
How you doing, guys?
Good. Mike, are you disappointed, shocked? What about the decision from New Jersey not to allow you to fight there?
No, not at all. I'm not disappointed. And the people who really lost is the people of Atlantic City, because regardless, I'm going to be accepted. Some city's going to pick me up, regardless, and I'm going to be paid. But the real issue is that the people in Atlantic City and the venue in Atlantic City wouldn't receive the financial backup from the whole situation. The fight would have been a financial success for Atlantic City.
Does this hurt your relationship with Don at all, Mike?
Excuse me?
Does it hurt your relationship with Don King at all?
No, no reason. Me and Don King is going to always continue to make money. This wasn't a blow to us at all. It was, as I said before, it was a blow to Atlantic City.
How's your thumb?
My thumb is great.
Now, we're hoping to see you fight for more than 18 seconds this time. Do you think we'll see that against Buster or not?
Well, anything's possible.
Mike, we'd like to thank you. It's December 16th here at the Spectrum. We look forward to seeing what you got.
Thank you very much. You'll see plenty.
Mike Tyson, Buster Mathis Jr. right here in the Spectrum. But for this evening, it's basketball, and the Knicks are down by 4. The second half coming up in a moment. This is MSG.
This holiday season, don't let a fortune pass you by. The Discover Card Big Payback is back, awarding 8 winners $250,000 each. Just shop with your Discover Card, and you're automatically entered in our holiday sweepstakes. The more you do, the more chances you have to win. Who would want to miss that? It pays to Discover, the card with the big payback. Use it where you see the Novus sign. To apply for your Discover Card, just call 1-800-DISCOVER.
You'll get a charge out of this. We're watching college hoops, okay? The fans are totally energized. The teams come out amped up like a heavyweight title bout in Vegas, and suddenly this light bulb goes on over our heads. You know what would look cool on these guys? Well, unless the college teams got totally turned on by their look. So boom, that's what they're wearing this year. Now let me flash something else by you, okay? All that stuff, Converse, Converse, Converse. I know what you're thinking, man. Converse? Whoa, I'm shocked.
When they read the New York Times, some people begin with world news or the crossword puzzle or theater, and others turn right to the business section.
I thought after you succeeded in business, you got to retire to Florida.
The New York Times. Read what you like.
But I don't feel like eating dinner at 4 in the afternoon.
If you've got business in Washington, you have 2 choices. You can take the shuttle, or you can fly. Metroliner, the smarter shuttle.
I'd like to tell you about my friend Jake. Jake is music. If he's not playing, he's listening to music. He has a legendary music collection. He's got stuff from last century. 8 tracks. The best times we have are just when we sit down and pick up the guitars and play what comes to our heads. Jake's just a great friend. Western got his backstage passes. Yes, everybody loves him. Not too sure the neighbors do, though.
When you're with a friend as good as Jake, shouldn't you have a Heineken?
New York Knicks basketball is brought to you in part by Mobile Super Plus Detergent Gasoline. Mobile, how could we help you? By the New York Times, read what you like. And by Coca-Cola, always jammin', always Coca-Cola.
Once down by 11 points, the Knicks closed the gap just before heading to the locker room at halftime. And you have to think there is concern for the condition of Patrick Ewing, who in the first half went up for a shot, was upended by Sharon Wright, came down onto the floor, face and upper body first, remained there for a couple of minutes, came off, got 5 stitches, then came back into the game. And watch this sequence as he calls Don Nelson to take him out of the game.
Yes, Patrick just was not himself when he came back from the locker room. And the wind knocked out of him seemed to have a very long-lasting effect after that terrible fall that he had.
And then when he did eventually come out of the game, he sat there at the end of the floor, really looking exhausted. That'll be interesting to see if he starts this second half, and it looks as though he's got the warm-ups off and has every intention of it. And Sharon Wright, the second-year player, is going to get a lot of minutes with the Sean Bradley trade, played very well.
Patrick, as we look at our Toyota matchup, had 13 minutes of play, and with those 3 field goals, led his team in number of field goals. The Knicks did not have a double-figure score in the first half.
You see Ewing with a little bit of a smile there, holding his upper chest. His hands are wrapped as well. That was probably a double injury that he received trying to slow his fall down. So he's had a rough night.
Well, this is the kind of team, Al, as we said at the outset, though, the Knicks should have other answers. They shouldn't have to have Patrick Ewing dominate against a team that's lost 9 straight games.
Charles Oakley All tied in, shirt tucked in. The Sixers have just done a better job of passing the ball.
Another telegraph pass by the Knicks, John Starks.
Jerry Stackhouse thinks better of the drive on Oakley. And a reach-in foul called against Derrick Harper. So the Sixers will inbound and get a fresh 24.
Very frustrating call against Harper. That was a light one that was called.
Oakley 2 for 5. Ewing 3 for 7. Starks 2 for 5. Harper 2 for 7. Mason 1 for 4. That's a 31% shooting effort in the first half. This is Richard Dumas. And this is Sharon Wright. Fake, drive. Oh, John, his moves inside in this game have been something special.
Well, I've also never seen Patrick Ewing so impassive, or I should say passive defensively.
Knicks missed the layup. Here's Wright against Ewing again. And that time, Oakley and Mason both came over to help out, and they forced the turnover, traveling.
Don Nelson has a big decision to make now. There's another look now at Patrick Ewing meeting Sharon Wright physically, but then Wright just up and under and beats Patrick clearly.
Patrick Ewing bought the fake. 1 minute into the third quarter. Ewing, far past Starks. That's a 2, and it's all net for John Starks. 41 for Philadelphia, 37 for the Knickerbockers. Weatherspoon, the crossover. Strong move by Clarence Weatherspoon. He's got 10. Sharon Wright with 12. The only 2 in double-digit scoring.
It's always amazing how a guy like Weatherspoon at 6'7" can shoot successfully over a 7-footer.
Mason in traffic. Beautifully done. He had 3 Philadelphia defenders around him. Patrick Ewing very slow on the back pedal to get on defense.
It looked like Oakley provoked Sharon Wright prior to that basket. Wright was shaken up.
Stackhouse kicks it for Weatherspoon. And Philadelphia goes right into Wright. 5 on the 24-second clock. Picked off by Oakley. He runs with Starks in the middle and Harper on left wing. And the Knicks will set up a play. Harper surrounded. Starks the fake. Second air ball by John Starks, and Charles Oakley was held by Vernon Maxwell, getting the rebound and putting it up.
Maxwell only had one arm, so Oakley had all he needed. He had Maxwell's arm entangled with his, but he got the rebound, took the shot all with one hand.
John, my son has a toy, Stretch Armstrong. That's what he would have had to have been to make that play. So Oakley to the line.
Interesting statistics have emerged for the Knicks during the early part of the season. Last season, the Knicks opponents averaged 22 free throws a game. This year, they're averaging 30 a game. And the Knicks the other night in Charlotte only went to the line 18 times at 15 points, but Charlotte was 31 of 38. So the opponents are getting to the line, it appears, a lot this year. And in certain games, the Knicks are not matching that total at all.
Weatherspoon, good look, Stackhouse. Up and around Ewing, what a move! Jerry Stackhouse put one on Patrick Ewing. 4-point lead for Philadelphia. Starks, rifles one for Oakley. It will be Nick Ball.
You know, that move by Stackhouse, you were talking about a move by Sharon Wright like Olajuwon-like. That was a Jordan-like move by Stackhouse, fellow North Carolina alumnus.
Ewing up strong. He was fouled and will go to the line. Moments ago, the Knicks were within 2. That's the closest they've been in this game since it was 8-8.
Stackhouse will meet Patrick Ewing down low after getting this pass back from Weatherspoon. just a beautiful adjustment to the presence of Ewing.
Ewing off the back of the rim. And I think the thought, John, if you're a defender, is that Stackhouse, once you go to the double pump, you're going underneath to the other side of the rim. To come back with the ball and put it up on the near side, that was the beautiful part.
You've got to have a rubberized body for that, Al, as you know.
Like Stretch Armstrong.
Right.
Stackhouse with 9. Sharon Wright with 12. Weatherspoon with 10. Oakley and Ewing lead the Knicks with 9 apiece.
Personal foul, Charles Oakley is second.
Second foul on Oakley. He is whistled. Sixers will inbound. Boy, if ever a face was worth 1,000 words.
Now, you got to assume Patrick Ewing said to Nelson that he can go. I can play. I'm sure Don has to be thinking, am I better off with Charles Smith out there? That must be going through his mind.
9 on the 24-second clock. Vernon Maxwell lofts for Weatherspoon. Blocked by Ewing. Grabbed by Mason. Knicks try to run. Ewing quick up the floor. Sets up at Mason. Gets it all the way inside and follows his own miss. Well, the Sixers just went their own way and no one picked up Anthony Mason. Mason's got 6. Knicks within a point. And the Sixers throw it away. Philadelphia's got to be extremely frustrated. They've played hard. Their offense has gone for the extra pass. They've worked the boards well. And here they are in a one-point game, having blown a one-time 11-point lead.
And without the Knicks clicking like they know they can.
Mason moves it on Sharon Wright, kicks to Oakley. Grabbed by Maxwell. The biggest lead for Philadelphia was actually 13 points, not 11. Stackhouse. Maxwell. Here's the extra pass. Dumas the fake. Lays it off for Wright. With the foul. John Lucas. Arms up in the air. Cheerleading. He never sits down. He's loving Wright's play here tonight at the Spectrum.
Well, the Knicks' hands inside, not that active. See, that pass got to Wright with no problem.
He's strutting. Ewing grabs the right miss. Additional report from the Knick bench on the Clarence Weatherspoon steal, overplaying Ewing. Ewing injured his hands, both of them, and his chest in that fall in the first half, and that explains the shortness of breath. But again, he's played hurt so many times. Maxwell, let's go. Mason had that rebound. They're going to call a loose ball foul on Richard Dumas, and it looks to be the right call from where we're sitting. 6:57 to go in the third quarter. The Sixers' lead is threatened in a big way. It's only 3. Back in a moment.
Dad?
Yeah?
There's something I want to tell you.
What is it, son?
Well, Dad, you're my dad. And I love you, man.
You're not getting my Bud Light, Johnny.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Ray, forget it, Johnny.
Person needs to send resume to New York. Wants to make a big impression. Goes to post office. Finds out priority mail is a smart solution. Resume gets noticed. Person gets job. Now, if you can only get a cab. Team needs new jerseys. Person has to deliver them overnight. Goes to post office. Finds express mail is a smart solution. Guarantees delivery. Jerseys arrive on time. Person avoids getting sacked.
Yeah!
The
family of the future will have many hundreds of television channels.
Gee, mister, won't that be confusing?
Not with this, a video guide. It'll let them see what's on 7 days into the future, or what's on right now. It'll give them instant news and sports scores. And with just one touch, they'll even be able to tape record their favorite television shows. Don't forget the tape.
So what do you think they'd call this video guide?
Video guide. It's about time.
Remember, when you're having good times with good friends, drink responsibly, because friends know when to say when. A reminder from your friends at Budweiser.
Johnny Hoops with the community service. Al Troutwig in for Marv Albert. On we go in the third quarter. Under 7 minutes. Knicks within 3, and obviously with the ball. Starks cuts away from Stackhouse. Beautifully done by John Starks. Talk about hang time with the foul. He can tie this game.
John Starks working that baseline. He did a Jerry Stackhouse imitation.
To Jerry Stackhouse.
Right.
Sixers substitution.
Starks to the line. He's having a 50% night. Ewing out, Charles Smith in. He's not breathing hard like he was in the first half. He's feeling it on his chin. You can see him touching it. The game is tied. For the first time since it was 8-8. Philadelphia's 13-point lead has vaporized. This is Vernon Maxwell. Harper right in his face. Mason jumps out on Dumas. Weatherspoon bothered by Oakley. We've got a foul down low.
Very active Jerry Stackhouse. John Starks all over him, trying to beat him to position.
So this has become a good little duel here. They go right back to Stackhouse, off his fingertips and out of bounds. He had the space. Looked like it was catchable. Well, the Knicks have it. They go to Smith. It won't fall, and Weatherspoon is there for the rebound. 6:10 to go in the third. 47 apiece. Maxwell, will it count? Offensive foul on Vernon Maxwell.
Well, when you put that shoulder down, as Maxwell did, into the defense, that's an offensive foul.
Starks gets the screen. It's a three that's short. Long pass, Richard Dumas. Whoa! Richard Dumas right in on Charles Smith. That gets him up at the spectrum and gives Philadelphia a 2-point lead. Boy, did he get up high. Illegal defense called against Philadelphia. This will mean a free throw for the Knicks, and John Lucas is 2 steps onto the floor.
It's all in the positioning of the defense. That Dumas was below the foul line and his man was above the circle. He had to be above the foul line. He was in an illegal position.
Here's Dumas.
Wouldn't you love to be able to get up into that air, Al? Huh?
Oh, just once, yes. John, you know? Just once. Oh, it must have felt great. Actually, for Dumas, just to be in the NBA must feel great. 5:23 to go in the third. Mason, sandwiched by Maxwell and Weatherspoon. Weatherspoon just gets clonked on the head with the ball as he complained.
Personal foul. Clarence Weatherspoon is third.
Third foul on Weatherspoon. That turns Lucas to his bench. It's a long list of players that John Lucas has helped bring along. Lloyd Daniels, Willie Burton, B.J. Tyler, Sean Bradley, Vernon Maxwell, Dumas, Coleman. Of course, Coleman is more a focus, dedication problem than some of the other problems that are on that list. No less complicated, I think.
Anthony Mason now 8 points, 7 rebounds. Charles Oakley's accumulated a double-double now, 10 points and 10 rebounds in this game.
Vernon Maxwell threw the ball away. He's complaining that a Knick got a fingertip on it, but nothing doing. Knicks up by 1, 50-49. What a low-scoring thing this has turned out to be. And for the pace that Philadelphia was forcing this game in the opening quarter, you really wonder how this has become possible. And bad shooting numbers is the reason why. Mason called for nope, not traveling. 3 seconds is the call.
You know, it's funny with Oakley in position to shoot a jumper from, say, 15 feet. He passed that up. Then Mason gets an opportunity at about 10 feet. He passed it up to spin in for the layup.
9 turnovers in this third quarter.
Sixers had a season low of turnovers last night at 11.
They've got 6 in this quarter alone. That's a great look from Vernon Maxwell.
No defensive rotation by the Knicks. Nobody coming up and filling that lane.
John Lucas is very caffeinated. Oakley for Charles Smith wide open. Clarence Weatherspoon, now Scott Williams helping out on the rebounding edge for Philadelphia. Look out, Oakley's going to the Knick bench. It will be Philadelphia ball.
Knicks need Charles Smith to step up now and add some board power out there. Not leave it all to Oakley and Mason. He's not hitting a jump shot. You got to go and have to do other things.
Look at Stackhouse. Right around Starks. Oh, that first step is murder. Jerry Stackhouse, the rookie out of North Carolina. Not dominating the offense, but picking his spots with some fabulous-looking shots. He's got 11. They just won't fall for Charles Smith. Smith is 1 for 7 from the floor. They get 1 for 6 from the floor. Maxwell wide for Dumas, in low for Scott Williams. Put the ball on the floor, and that's what they don't tell you to do. Just go up with it, Scott. Harper all the way. From east to west goes Derrick Harper, and the Knicks are within a point again. John, when you played big in Fordham, you never put the ball on the floor when you got it in that position, did you?
No, Al, I certainly never did.
Big-time collision inside. Oakley down, back in okay. He has a word or two for Scott Williams. It's already been a $7,500 week for Oakley.
Very tough move by Weatherspoon.
Oakley down. Remember the game at the Nassau Coliseum? It was Scott Williams who was the intended victim of a wild punch that Charles Oakley threw at him. It didn't connect, but still, that's the reason why Oakley missed the first game of the regular season. So there's a track record here. Oakley to the line. In the game, he is 6 for 6. It goes. I think he's got it nailed down.
Charles has been following through beautifully on his foul shots as well. When you're a 90% plus shooter, why, that's an automatic, I guess.
Unbelievable. He is 62 for 67 from the line this season. Knicks in front by 1. Under 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Very interesting game here tonight at the Spectrum. Harper complaining about the foul.
Personal foul, Derrick Harper.
Yeah, the Sixers reeling from losing 9 in a row. The trade just happening and being in the city while that's going on. Sharon Wright suddenly bursting into the scene with a great game and all those minutes looking like he's going to get for the rest of the season. Philadelphia going up by 13. The Knicks not hitting their shots, battling back. Ewing getting hurt. It's a one-point game with a timeout in Philadelphia.
Wilson's incredible under $20 leather gift sale. You see, money really is no object. Wilson's, the leather experts. Call 1-800-3-LEATHER for the store nearest you.
Could your kitchen use a new look? Imagine having kitchen cabinets that used to look like this, now look like this, and for substantially less than custom kitchen remodeling. How do you do it? It's easy. Just call Sears Cabinet Refacing today at 1-800-269-2000. Give your kitchen a whole new look in just 3 to 5 days by replacing those old and worn kitchen doors and drawers. For years, Sears has helped people like you give their kitchen a new look. Call us today at 1-800-269-2000 for a free consultation.
There's a smarter way to buy better menswear. The Men's Apparel Center in Farmingdale. We're not just $99 suits. Unlike our competitors, we sell only first quality current season menswear at up to 70% off other stores' prices. And we've got Long Island's best selection of larger sizes. The Men's Apparel Center. We're the smarter way to buy better menswear. And nobody beats our prices. Nobody. Special holiday hours are now in effect.
If you don't see us, you're in the wrong place.
High 97 where hip-hop lives, kid. True that.
Remember that day last December when Kenny Anderson missed a day of practice and Derrick Coleman was asked about it? It sets up our Coke Classic play. No, it wasn't this headline that was so perfect, nor this one that was so perfect. It was whoop-de-damn dealt. The Post wins the contest. Here's how it went that day.
Where were all you guys when Dwayne Simpson's missed practice? Or what was all you guys when Jason Williams missed practice?
But Kane's a franchise player.
Whoop-de-damn do.
He's one of the leaders of this team.
And?
Simpson is not.
So what? He's a part of the team, right, Dwayne?
But he doesn't.
So what are you saying?
I'm saying
just because Dwayne misses practice doesn't affect all of us? When Kenny misses practice, it does?
If he doesn't tell the coach, you don't think that's a
no, I don't think so.
Guy showing leadership?
I don't think so.
Bulldog producer Anthony Fucilli on the scene with Derrick Coleman that day in 1994.
Exposing a philosophical difference. Derrick Coleman and the rest of the world.
I remember the night Derrick Coleman yelling at Chuck Daly at Madison Square Garden, telling him that this was wrong and how could he do that, and then after the game saying, that's just our relationship.
Well, Charles Smith just did a wise thing. Not hitting from the field with the jump shot. He threw a little variety into the game and drew a foul shooting opportunity now by driving that basketball. Good move by him.
That does not tie the game. Again, Derrick Coleman meeting with the media tonight. 5 seasons with the Nets. You see the numbers. It's 20 and 10. Any coach would love to have that, John Lucas included. Derrick Coleman in the media conference this afternoon in response to a quote attributed to his representative Harold McDonald that Derrick might not be happy because he wasn't traded to a contender, said, I will talk to my attorney tomorrow because I can talk for myself. He had a little edge to him when he offered that response. Ewing back into the game for the Knicks. Clarence Weatherspoon does not get the bounce. Kept alive by Dumas, but that springs Derek Harper. Coming in on Maxwell. Rejected by Stackhouse, who got back in a hurry. And here in Philadelphia, they appreciate the work ethic.
Which will be a challenge for Derrick Coleman, that's for sure.
55 all with 2:15 to go in the third quarter. Harper way off. Mason keeps it alive, but it's Dumas for the rebound. Knicks have Smith, Ewing, Mason, Gary Grant, and Derek Harper on the floor. Maxwell, Stackhouse, Weatherspoon, Williams, and Dumas for the Sixers. Smith bothering Maxwell, then tangled up by Grant. He breaks free. A big gap, and Vernon Maxwell is able to give the Sixers a 2-point lead.
Knicks now shooting 32% from the field. That combined with the defense, a lack of inside, makes it real tough.
Gary Grant, great move, not the right finish. Loose ball foul against the Knicks. Third foul on Patrick Ewing. And John, you know the rumors involving Kenny Anderson, as long as we bring up whoop-de-damn-do, him turning down $40 million, you've got a certain buzz involving the Knicks in the minds of many.
I think it's clear that Kenny Anderson would like to play for the Knicks. That seems to be the theme now. The Nets want to get something for him before he becomes an unrestricted free agent and can make his own decision at the end of the year, thereby meaning the Nets would get nothing for him. So Ernie Grunfeld now gets a lot of questions. Have you been talking? Do you want to talk? Of course, the Knicks are careful. They don't want to be accused of tampering, but Ernie says we don't comment on rumors, who we are or who we are not talking to. And Derek Harper, who hits that jump shot, as we're just about to talk about him, welcomes and understands what the Knicks have to do, but welcomes the challenge should that happen. He feels I'll be judged by how I'm playing, and everyone knows, and Derek certainly knows, that he's playing very well. So he's not fearful of losing his position no matter what happens.
Fans booing Scott Williams, who got that pass in great position from Stackhouse and just whacked one off the glass. 1 minute to go in the third. Out of bounds. It's so sad, isn't it, John? You lose all those games, the Nets do. They get the draft picks. They get two outstanding players. And yet they just can't find a way to be happy there in spite of whatever money it is. They just can't find a way to make it work. And if there's somebody in this building who understands the feeling, it's Don Nelson, who had the exact same scenario with Chris Webber in Golden State. Ewing, great move. May have gotten hacked in the process. Tied at 59.
You know, in many ways, despite how the Knicks are shooting out, they're in terrific position in this game. I mean, they're shooting so badly. Ewing is obviously not himself. They're not clicking, but the game is tied.
Foul committed by Gary Grant way outside will send Vernon Maxwell to the line. Ewing 4 of 8, 11 points, 5 rebounds. It has been his second quiet game in a row, this one with an obvious reason, shaken up badly in the first half. 5 stitches in the chin, bruised hands and chest, falling to the floor.
Got to give Maxwell Al a lot of credit. Very bad ankles. He came back last night. The team needed him so badly as Ewing from the corner finds a touch. That should give him a lift. But Maxwell tonight before the game had some Novocaine applied to his ankle, so he could play tonight, and he's a very, very courageous performer here.
A few games ago, Maxwell went big-time public, ripping some of his teammates for not having the attitude of a team that was losing. He said a lot of these guys look like they've won 5 games in a row. Clarence Weatherspoon breaking free underneath. 10 seconds to go, Sixers by 1. Gary Grant dribbles on Maxwell. Got all tangled up. Sixers on a break. Here's Stackhouse. Pulls up for 3. Amazing presence. Stackhouse knew exactly how much time was left. He couldn't go to the rack for a slam. He had to pull up, and it didn't go. Philadelphia holding on to a 1-point lead.
With a newly enhanced Vortec 4300 V6 engine and available push-button 4-wheel drive, the GMC Jimmy can handle virtually anything you might encounter on the road. But you may appreciate Jimmy even more for its ability to get you out of your own driveway. For a great lease offer, visit your Tri-State GMC truck dealer today.
Need a break? Yeah! Well, come on! The Monopoly game is bigger, better, and back at McDonald's. Just order any of these McDonald's food favorites to get your game piece. Win instantly, or collect and win. Cruises, Dodge Vipers, cash, $1 million.
Wow! Sega Saturn with the Daytona USA game.
With over 100 million new prizes, this is your best holiday break ever.
I won!
You won!
Your break today.
I have to go to the bank. You know, I started at one bank, and they merged with another bank. So I left Bank 2, and I went to Bank 3. Did you make a left? Get this, Bank 3 merged with Bank 1. So I'm back where I don't know them, and they don't know me, and I didn't want to be there.
Watch it!
So I went to Citibank. They opened my account, no hassles. I even got a working Citi card right on the spot. That's what I love about New York. I can bank where I want.
The city never sleeps.
Did he get the page?
He's always asking me that.
Page him again.
I'll page him again.
If your pager can't confirm delivery, call 1-800-SkyTel.
New York Knicks basketball is brought to you in part by New York State Lottery. Play New York Lotto and you could win millions of dollars. Hey, you never know. And by your Tri-State GMC truck dealers, the strength of experience.
Is that Michael Jordan on the left, Al? Oh, no, it's Derek Harper. Charles Oakley, Patrick, Charles. Of course, Anthony Mason. The Knicks, as usual, with a lot of support here in Philadelphia.
Anthony Mason taking a look at the AT&T 1-800 compare numbers of minutes played in the NBA. He's got more than anybody, averaging 43 plus for the last 4. Amazing.
He was asked by one of the writers before the game in Charlotte the other night about this, you know, naturally, are you wearing down? Are you fatigued? Anthony looked at the questioner and said, do I look tired? That was the end of that.
He's got 32 of the 36 played so far in this game, so the trend continues. Clarence Weatherspoon with the foul. He's been getting great position all game long inside. Weatherspoon to the line with 16 points.
I mean, at 6'7", he's got that Barkley-like ability to break big people down and get it done.
Had a little spinorama on the free throw, but it fell 65-61. Philadelphia by 4. Opening seconds of the fourth quarter. Here's Smith trying to go up strong and getting it done.
Boy, did he ever. Oh, what a super move by Charles Smith. He kept it simple but strong.
Only his second basket in the game on 7 shots. Stackhouse for Greg Grant, who has checked into the game. He's guarded by Gary. We've got that Grant thing again. And here is Gary on the run. Stackhouse back. What a shot! Stackhouse was all over him, and Grant went underneath and up.
And it was the active hands of Charles Smith that freed that basketball.
Basket is good, Gary Grant.
See Charles right in on the play.
Look at this. You know Stackhouse is right next to you.
Gary with a super finish with his speed. He had the half step, and he had the hangability, Al, to finish that.
9 points now for Gary Grant in his 15 minutes. Very aggressive defensively, always around the loose balls. Hit the free throw to give his Knicks a 1-point lead. Sean Higgins, the ex-Net, dumps it in low to Weatherspoon, working on Smith. This time he goes to the fall away. They're dropping for Clarence Weatherspoon.
Boy, that has to remind the Knicks of Larry Johnson the other night in Charlotte. That strength to get inside and then the ability to fade away backwards in the air and hit that shot.
19 points for Weatherspoon to lead all scorers. Smith tangled up. Safety valve is Ewing. Grant fakes his way to a clear shot. Mason works his way for the clear rebound.
Mason has such a presence under the basket. 9 out of 10 guys would have shot that ball off the backboard where he was, but he just knows what he can do, and he does it so well. Went right to the rim.
Stackhouse, another beauty. Seemed like he was in the air for half an hour with the foul.
Well, the NBA's highest scoring rookie this year. No matter where the photographer took that picture under the basket, it was a thing of beauty, you know?
Loose ball grabbed by Sharon Wright. Another second chance for Philadelphia. Quick release by Sean Higgins. Grabbed by Grant.
Ewing was right in his face, contesting the shot.
Starks, alley-oop, Ewing! Couldn't save it. Oh, Ewing was way up. Way up.
That would have been the all-time slam dunk by Patrick. Left-handed. John Starks. That would have been it, Al.
That would have been okay. Good night, everybody. Philadelphia 69, the Knicks 68. Sounds like a third quarter score. Look at John Lucas out on the floor, up near midcourt. Sean Higgins, they let him work one-on-one on Starks. That's 2 misses by Higgins, same part of the floor for Philadelphia. Mason, Starks very active. They post up Ewing and clear everybody out. To wrong right. Altered Ewing's release. Here's Stackhouse. Good look right. Off his shins.
Good look to right, but wrong.
Right.
I couldn't read. You're pretty sharp for a guy who flew across the country all day today.
It'll hit me soon. Oakley behind the back for Mason. Coming up on 9 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Couple of losing streaks on the line. Ewing. Weatherspoon battling Oakley for the rebound. And when you beat Oakley to 1, you know you've done a good job. A lot of spirit in this building tonight. You'd never know that this team has lost 9 straight. And the Knicks fans who are here add a little spice. Weatherspoon drives around Starks. Fake up, under. They want goaltending, but Ewing got that one right after it was let go from his fingertips. Clarence Weatherspoon, 13 rebounds, 19 points. He's got 6 offensive rebounds in the game. The Knicks, by the way, have only 9 team assists. 9. Vernon Maxwell has 8 by himself. And if you're talking turnover assist ratio, you've got 14 turnovers, 9 assists, and that's not good.
Clarence Weatherspoon has another.
Looks like Henry Kissinger back there, John, you think? Weatherspoon makes it 70-68. And you can see the ratio there. You like it to be at least flip-flopped. For the record, Philadelphia's got it squared off 16 apiece. Mason's drawing a crowd, isn't he? Oakley for Ewing. Now Starks thinking 3. Big rebound, Mason. Oh, Mason's having some second half. Again, Anthony Mason in a perfect spot for the rebound, follow, foul.
The Knicks spread their offense. They move the ball. Starks gets a good shot. See the ball moves nicely. Good shot, open shot. But off that passing, you see how Mason came in from outside?
That's the rhythm you were talking about.
Exactly. Passing evokes rhythm and movement, and good things happen.
Anthony Mason's got a double-double, 13 points, 11 rebounds for him. 8 minutes to go. Knicks by 1. Weatherspoon. That's not where he has been a force in this game.
Ewing's running better now. The team is more together. There's crispness out there. Cohesion is back, too.
Oakley thought it was his turn. Vernon Maxwell stepped in for the rebound.
Knicks, though, would be wise to go to their big man, who has shown some good signs now.
Timeout called by Philadelphia. Looks as though it's going to be close heading to the wire.
Don't get carried away, Darner. It's just a song.
The music of George Strait. Brought to you by Bud Light.
In business, you can't always count on having enough time. But you can count on AT&T, because only AT&T guarantees you a competitive price. Our 1-800-COMPARE Center will give you an immediate side-by-side price comparison. And we're so sure that our prices are competitive that if you don't agree, we'll give you 1 month's worth of long distance up to $500. These days, you can't count on much, but you can count on AT&T for the life of your business.
At Continental, we've been listening to you. And you can see the changes. Something new here, a renewed sense of pride there. And lately, we've become among the best in the business at handling your baggage and getting you to your destination on time. So fly us again and see the changes for yourself.
John, I believe the pilot is gunning the engines.
Right on, Al. Delta Airlines presents the upcoming Knicks schedule. Washington Bullets tomorrow night at Madison Square Garden. MCS Cannon game night at 5:30. Tuesday, the Dallas Mavericks come in for their once-a-year visit. And Wednesday, the Knicks go to Chicago. And that game will be seen on MSG2. First of 2 trips to the Windy City.
Well, it's not been a game for the offensive memory banks. They want to erase this one. Sixers shooting 43%, Knicks shooting 36% combined. The Knicks and Sixers in this game 0 for 12 beyond the three-point line. On we go, 7.5 remaining in this one. Knicks back at the Garden tomorrow night to take on the Washington Bullets with Chris Webber now back in uniform. Sharon Wright. Ewing right with him, but he hits the shot.
I thought Ewing played him well. That was a fine shot by Wright.
The sophomore's got 16 points, 9 rebounds. A nice evening for him. Gary Grant looking for Mason, and his teammates give him plenty of room. Waiting for the double team. Gets it and hits it. Let the good times roll for Anthony Mason.
His third, team third. Derrick Harper returns to the...
Anthony Mason's been hungry to get that ball, to go to work. No double team, no double team. Then it comes, and Mason deals with it.
It is a three-point play. Anthony Mason now with 15 points and 12 rebounds, make it 16 on the free throw. The Knicks in front by 2, trying to end a 2-game losing streak. The Sixers have lost 9 in a row.
And Mason has the very tough Stackhouse, who wants that baseline.
Stackhouse goes for him, right at him. Pass off to Dumas.
Personal foul, John Starks.
John Starks is called for the foul.
Personal foul.
John, Jerry Stackhouse can really accelerate things with that first step. I mean, that first step of his is amazing, and the Knick defense was scattered all over the place trying to keep up with him. Here he is with the basketball. Sharon Wright. Starks with the rebound. Sixers do a good job to get back. Starks right at Stackhouse.
Boy, what an instantaneous reaction by Starks. Stackhouse lost his balance as he was running alongside of Starks, and John Starks immediately turned it on and went in for that shot.
Very much in control offensively, John Starks tonight. 11 points. Wright faking one way, goes up strong.
We have not seen an opponent, including Olajuwon, go around Patrick Ewing as much as Sharon Wright has tonight.
That's 3 off the top of my head that have looked beautiful from Sharon Wright. Mason, a sparkler of his own. Well, John, we've seen some really nice individual moves in this basketball game tonight. Dumas had one. Sharon Wright's had a few. Harper, Starks, they've had theirs. And Mason, too. Knicks by 4 with 5:20 to go. Knicks called for illegal defense.
I think they got Harper for going down below the foul line, trying to clog the middle while his man was out high.
Don Nelson has given us some very telling looks tonight.
There is a pattern to Don's expressions, Al, during the games, and it gives off pain.
He shows the dishevelment of a coach who's had a long night. Dumas in trouble. Almost stolen. 10 on the 24. It is stolen. Oakley saved by Mason.
Looked like Oakley was signaling for a time, and the official didn't pick it up. Fortunately, the Knicks, as it turns out, didn't need it.
Puts Harper back into the game, guarded by Maxwell. Stackhouse with Starks, Weatherspoon and Mason, Sharon Wright with Ewing, Oakley with Richard Dumas. Knicks go with a good thing. Mason. Oakley was up there to try and tip it in. Maxwell all the way. Wild! Unbelievable by Vernon Maxwell. Absolutely wild. The highlight recap of this game will be one you'll want to stay tuned for. Ewing answers at the other end.
You were saying, Al?
Keep them coming, guys. This is fun stuff. 4:05 to go. The Knicks by 4. So many rules in the NBA are designed to let players individually, one-on-one, do their thing, and that's what we're seeing. Maxwell for Weatherspoon. Fake the shot. The Knicks hold on for the 24-second violation. Tough time to see that from your team with 3:43 to go, down 4. Knicks trailed by as many as 13 points back in the first half.
Well, Don Nelson used a number of players tonight, mostly in the first half, but he's settled in with his starting lineup now and has to like what he's seeing.
Starks for 3. Yes!
That's big. That's big. That gives the Knicks some breathing room now and a sense of dominance.
The first three-pointer of the game gives the Knicks a 7-point lead.
The Maglite flashlight. Brighter, tougher, made in America. Maglite, the perfect gift to brighten the holidays. Maglite.
This remote control is my magic wand to summon the police, fire department, paramedics, or my doctor. It contacts Life Alert, my 24-hour personal security service.
I'm having a heart attack.
We're summoning the paramedics and your doctor, Mr. Perkins. Help is on the way.
With Life Alert, you're never alone. So call to get free details by mail about Life Alert right now.
Call toll-free now, 1-800-238-1199.
There's a smarter way to buy better menswear. The Men's Apparel Center in Farmingdale. We're not just $99 suits. Unlike our competitors, we sell only first-quality current season menswear at up to 70% off other stores' prices. And we've got Long Island's best selection of larger sizes. The Men's Apparel Center. We're the smarter way to buy better menswear. And nobody beats our prices. Nobody. Special holiday hours are now in effect.
If you don't see us, you're in the wrong place.
High 97 with hip-hop lives, kid. True that.
Knicks have some real breathing room now, but we have seen some spectacular one-on-one play. How about Vernon Maxwell's layup, Al? What was that? A lay throw.
Super scooper. 3:24 to go in the fourth quarter. Knicks have their biggest lead of the game at 7 off of John Starks' 3, the first 3 by either team. Jerry Stackhouse draws the foul in the lane.
Personal foul, Charles Oakley is
Fourth foul on Oakley. 5th on the Knicks. Stackhouse will be shooting 2.
Sixers are not happy with their foul shooting, boy. 12 out of 23. How about the Knicks with 10-plus more points? They've made 22 out of 26 from the line.
Included in that number is Oakley, 8 for 8. Now, right after that great drive to the basket, by Maxwell. That was Ewing's response on the Knicks possession.
Patrick has really discovered his left hand this season. He's had a lot of successful moves going in that direction.
The free throws go, and it's 83-78. Knicks by 5. Right all over Ewing. And he'll go to the line.
Personal foul, Sharon White is fifth.
Ewing saying that there, I know, I should have gone right up at him.
Patrick Ewing, shooting 2.
Ewing in the game 3 for 6 from the free throw line.
That was a rather gracious response by Patrick as well to Harper's nice pass.
3 for 7. With another night of well-balanced scoring. Mason 18, Ewing 16, Starks 14, Oakley 12. 20 for Weatherspoon, 18 for Sharon Wright, 17 for Stackhouse.
Well, the point guard not very happy. I refer to Vernon Maxwell's pass that he threw into the stands.
Harper gets the step on Maxwell, launches it up, almost got it to fall.
Personal foul, Vernon Maxwell. His fourth, team fifth.
5th on the Sixers, 4th on Maxwell, and you don't like to see your point guard make a mistake and then come right back and obviously look in frustration as though he's made it worse by committing the foul the way he did.
Harper's first trip to the line tonight.
Ewing with a quick towel down. Free throw makes it the Knicks 86, the 76ers 78. So now this is their biggest lead. Maxwell working on Harper, drops it off with Stackhouse. This has been some night for Jerry Stackhouse. He's showing us a little bit of all the aspects of his game.
19 points now for Stackhouse.
Mason right at Weatherspoon. Now Oakley up. And the Knicks have taken control. The ball movement that wasn't there in the first half has become a big part of their game, and they have slowed down the Sixers offense, which had functioned so smoothly early in the game. Foul down the lane. Stackhouse hit by Starks.
Mason is fourth.
They're calling on Mason his 4th. So now the Knicks have 4 on Mason, 4 on Oakley, 4 on Starks, and Starks took a shot to the shoulder as Stackhouse went down the lane. Jerry Stackhouse hits the free throw. There you see John reaching back left shoulder as Stackhouse came barging on in. From over, 6-point game, 88-82 with 2 minutes to go. Starks, Ewing gets the fake, draws the foul, it goes!
That ought to get a smile out of Patrick.
Well, it's been a night of some amazing shots and some weird ones too. Put this one at the top of the list.
Ewing with the fake, draws the foul, loses control of the ball, so it seems.
Well, that 3-point play helps the Knicks. 91-82. Timeout from the Spectrum in Philadelphia, where they're starting to head to the parking lot.
Will I get the lowest price on a collect call dialing 1-800-COLLECT?
And a foul. Patrick, how about a big smile after that? All business. Ewing goes to the line, though, and makes a foul shot, giving the Knicks now a 9-point lead, under 2 minutes to go. There it is. There it is. What was that? I had it all the way? Something like that.
This took a while to develop. Ewing all bandaged up, chest hurting, 5 stitches in his chin from a first-half fall in a collision with Sharon Wright. Wright really gave Ewing all he could handle for stretches in this game, 18 points, 9 rebounds. But the Knicks have turned perfect in this fourth quarter with no turnovers. Wright falling away, fouled by Ewing.
Personal foul, Derrick
You don't see too many 6'11" guys create a shot like that.
Shooting 2.
Actually, Harper was called on that foul coming over to help Patrick. Wright is impressive, though, Al, now in his second year, getting a lot of playing time. He's a very active and enthusiastic player.
Thud off the rim, grabbed by Richard Dumas. Another thud. 1:38 to go. It's Mason's ball in the backcourt. Little showtime by Anthony Mason. Ewing couldn't hold on to the pass. Well, the Knicks will appear to be on their way to getting what you would have easily handicapped before the game, considering the plight of the Sixers. And the Knicks with a little edge on, losing 2 in a row. It just wasn't supposed to be as difficult as it was here tonight.
Personal foul, Charles Oakley is 5th personal foul.
5th foul on Charles Oakley.
Jerry Stackhouse, shooting 2.
Well, if we throw the newly acquired Derrick Coleman into the mix, this Sixer team certainly is going to step up and win a lot more games. So I'm sure Derrick is projecting himself into this game saying, let's see, if I had my 20, I would have made things a lot easier for my new team.
Interested to see how Clarence Weatherspoon and, his role on this team has been fairly consistent for a while now. How the two adapt together. Pressure by the Sixers. That leaves the front court wide open. Knicks break the pressure easily. 1:10 to go. Knicks 91, 76ers 85. Harper spins on Dumas. 5 on the 24-second clock, and Dumas fouls John Starks with only 5 left, and the Knicks not apparently close to getting a good shot. 58.5 seconds to go here at the Spectrum.
John Starks, shooting 2.
Well, tomorrow night, less than 24 hours away, the Washington Bullets come to Madison Square Garden. That'll be a 6 o'clock game.
Charles Oakley checks back.
Charles Oakley returns. Gary Grant leaves. MCS Cannon. Knicks game night begins at 5:30 on MSG tomorrow. See what kind of a game Chris Webber brings with him to the Garden. Starks hits the free throw. It's 93-85. 58.5 seconds to go in Philadelphia. Time for a timeout.
Hey, come on down here. This right here, this is the line. It's the three-point line. You do this, it's worth nothing. Now you do this. Now this could be worth $1 million. This is what separates the winners from the losers. Are you ready to step up to the line? You're not stepping anywhere until you go to Foot Locker, because when you vote for your favorite NBA All-Star, you're automatically in a Foot Locker $1 million shot sweepstakes. This shot's worth $1 million, if you can make it.
Are you lost in a financial jungle? What you need is someone who knows the ropes. Someone you can count on for advice and financial information. MetLife can help you tame the risks and help you make sense of it all. Get Met. It pays.
We'll be wrapping up tonight's Knick game. Then we'll get a report from the MSG Sports Desk. Then tonight at 11, Sam Rosen hosts the Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya. A look at the lightweight champion's career and his preparation for the December 15th Garden bout against Jesse James Leija. That's tonight at 11 on MSG.
Well, amazingly, the Sixers have averaged 88 points in their last 8 games, Al. And they're right on target to get that number again tonight as the Knicks got them under control here in the fourth quarter in a big way.
Don Nelson's Knicks were down by 13 points back in the first half, shaved it to a 4-point lead at halftime, and then slowly but surely just stayed with Philadelphia. And in the fourth quarter, as we showed you moments ago, they just eliminated the turnovers from their game. The offense started clicking. Anthony Mason was rebounding and scoring in the low post. And we're down to a bleak situation for the Philadelphia 76ers. They go to Clarence Weatherspoon, who goes right at the basket. Sharon Wright is inside. It won't go for them. 47 seconds to go. Starks fouled by Maxwell with 42.2 to go, and the Knicks up by 8. Well, John, Army wins today at the Vet. For you, an Army veteran, that's good news, bringing back memories of your days in service at Fort Dix and playing hoops, right?
That's right, Al. Yes, nice of you to bring that up.
Who'd you play with?
I played with a lot of fine players who were kept on. I was in one of those extended periods way back when I was in the service, and a lot of terrific athletes were also in that status. Lenny Wilkins being one of them. He was at Fort Lee, Virginia. But there were several really good players at the time who I had the pleasure of playing basketball and baseball with.
See, this
that's a terrible reflection on my Army duty, you know, but at the time, that's what the experience was.
This to me, though, is beautiful. This enhances the aura of Johnny Hoops to an entirely new level. I mean, it adds a G.I. Joe aspect to it.
Well, Al, I'll show you the fatigue sometime. I can back it up.
I sense a Knicks game night feature somewhere along the line. A bouncing ball, it goes the Knicks' way. That's the way the second half is gone. Derek Harper can't make it work, and it's over. The Philadelphia 76ers are going to lose for the 10th consecutive time. Ewing rejecting Wright. 10 seconds to go. The 2-game losing streak of the Knicks will be eliminated.
And a lot of fans here at the Spectrum are very happy about the outcome.
Listen to the Knicks fans here. The final score, 94-85. Don Nelson and John Lucas acknowledge each other. They've got a long way to go to straighten this out, and you wonder if they've turned to the right man to get that done in Derrick Coleman. Our post-game coverage to come. John Andres will be headed down to the floor, and we'll be talking about a Knicks 94-85 win in a moment.
Person needs to send resume to New York. Wants to make a big impression. Goes to post office. Finds out priority mail is a smart solution. Resume gets noticed. Person gets job. Now, if you can only get a cab. Team needs new jerseys. Person has to deliver them overnight. Goes to post office. Finds express mail is a smart solution. Guarantees delivery. Jerseys arrive on time. Person avoids getting sacked.
Yeah! It's coming to life. Madison Square Garden presents A Christmas Carol, the magical family musical. Entertainment Weekly raves, wrap up the kids and go. It's New York's favorite new holiday tradition, with music from the composer of Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, and Pocahontas. Starring Terrence Mann as Scrooge and me, Ben Vereen, as the ghost of Christmas Present.
A Christmas Carol at the Paramount. For great seats, call Ticketmaster. Brought to you by Diet Coke.
Nobody does it like you.
For high traffic areas, now there's the deep cleaning power of the new Hoover Steam Vac Deluxe with 5 brush agitator.
Nobody does it like you.
Next is Lady. Exceptional sheen. Oh, very good color. Prince. Hands. Oh, such stateliness, such majesty.
Larry. Larry.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
The best of show? Mort.
The Knicks overcome a first-half deficit of 13 points and beat the Philadelphia 76ers by the score of 94-85. So many shots to remember from this game. Jerry Stackhouse with some, Richard Dumas with a big dunk. How about this one? Ewing hacked in the act, and just the release of the ball sends it way above the backboard and in. That was indicative of how things went for the Knicks in the fourth quarter. John Starks and Patrick Ewing could eventually smile. Ewing got banged around a bit with 5 stitches in the chin, hurt his chest. We'll have more on that as we talk about this postgame. But first, let's go to Deb Kaufman for a look at what else is going on.
That can happen.
When the road gets dark and you can no longer see, just let my love throw a spark and have a little faith in me. When the tears you cry,
that I had a great deal of faith in me personally, and that really pulled me through that period of time when I was rehabbing, and also the support and the faith that my family and friends demonstrated in me.